return to the Bay as the Mavs took on the Warriors Tuesday. Klay dropped 22, but Steph played spoiler to the homecoming, putting up 37, 6 and 9 in the Warriors win. Someone who was not happy about that, Emmy Award-winning Grammy-nominated rapper Corday, who joins me in studio right now. We got Stephen A. on the West Coast. Thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Stephen A., long time no see, man.
Long time, bro. Long time.
All right, let's get right into it with your Mavs. Will Klay make it further than Steph in the West this year?
I mean, the Warriors are looking fantastic right now, but I would put my money on the Mavs going a little further than the Warriors.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to put my money on Steph. And, you know, listen, I got mad love for Dallas and what they bring to the table, but what I'm seeing from the depth of the Golden State Warriors and Jason Kidd complaining about the lack of a contribution from his bench, I think that, you know what, I think that's like, you know, just indications of things to come. I'm not going to sleep on the Warriors, bro. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's up for grabs right now. I'm going to reserve the right to say Golden State right now.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, look, Stephen Curry is one of the greatest players of all time. You'd be a fool to bet against him, you know. What he did for the summer over the Olympics, it was just
unbelievable.
A masterclass.
Him and LeBron. And LeBron doing it at the age of 39. What do you think of him still dominating the game? I mean,
look at all the OGs still running these things. Who's the new face of the league after LeBron and Curry? They're both like still killing it. And LeBron, I mean, averaging 23, 8 and 9, 50%. And deferring to Anthony Davis is crazy. Like, it is completely nuts, completely nuts.
I will say this. I'll say it. You don't have to say it. I think it's a damn shame that so many, and I'm not talking about the game because the greatness of LeBron is not to be debated or denied. Yeah. But to me, the greatest thing about him is his conditioning. Like, to me, you might have an excuse not to be as gifted as he is, not to have the basketball IQ that he has. But there is no excuse for the 39, soon-to-be 40-year-old LeBron James to be in better shape than 95% of the damn league. What are you doing with your time that this man is in better shape than most of y'all? That is inexcusable to me. Now, everything else, that's fine.
Yeah.
But conditioning, look, they got money, too. The same amount of money he pay on his conditioning, along with all his habits, Corday, they could be doing it, too, bro. They could.
Yeah, I got no argument for you right there, buddy.
Absolutely. It's controlling the things you can control. All right, Corday, but I want to get into why you're here. Okay. Obviously, your album, Crossroads. Talk to us about this project and why the name?
I called it The Crossroads. I just spoke with Stephen A. about this on his wonderful podcast, by the way, the Stephen A. Show. I felt as though I was at a crossroads in my life, so many different crossroads. I feel like each of us as individuals kind of go through crossroads at least once a quarter, you know, whether you're going to cut your hair, whether, you know, whatever it may be, quit a new job, go somewhere else, etc. But so I say all this to say, you know, this is my first time having a kid, being a new dad.
Yeah. With superstar and Naomi Osaka, for those that don't know. We're a big fan of her as well.
Yeah. Oh, dope. That's great. Just like I felt as though it's just like a dire need for me. I just had a feeling of, I'm trying to think of the word, just energy that I needed to put out, like just something great, you know, and emergency type of feeling. So that's where I came with the name from.
A lot to express,
Yeah, absolutely.
Strange question. It might be a strange question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Come on.
This is a sports show.
Yes, sir.
What does sports do to inspire artists like yourself to go out and do what you do? Because I see y'all at the games all the time.
Absolutely. Well, one, I'm gonna be honest, brother. You catch me at the game because Lord knows I'm blessed. I get to go there for free, brother, with them court sides. You know what I'm saying? Just to be real with you. That's why you can see me there. But I mean, it's everything. You know, it's like sports and music is peanut butter and jelly. That's where we able to get our bars from. Like, I had this one bar the other day. I was like, word to Barry Bonds, you got no hits because you ain't dope enough.
Yeah.
and that's from me being a sports fan. And so it just a lot of bars. I mean, how many people rap shooting like Steph? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But so I say all these things to say it's peanut butter and jelly. It's all culture, man. It's all just culture. I love sports. We all love sports, and it's a great duality, you know.
Anytime I've been around folks who are great and are with someone who is also great, obviously they serve to inspire one another. We know she's an inspirational figure. How does she inspire you?
I guess more so just with regiment, daily regimen, because like athletes and artists, we move completely opposite, right? Like as an artist, I'm at the studio from like 9 p.m. to like 8 a.m. Another day I might be in from like 6 p.m. to like 4 a.m., et cetera. It's like a different thing.
Like when you're feeling creative, when you're feeling versus having to stick to the strict schedule, showing the consistency, right?
Yeah, so athletes, from what I've observed, just all across the board, it's like 7 a.m., 3 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Saturday we do noon to 4, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely just regiment and schedule, you know, just, that's really a big thing.
I love it. Corday, thank you so much. And be sure to check out his album, Crossroads, out today.
Yes, sir. Good to see y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me on here. Stephen A. Again, long time no see. Appreciate you for having me on here.
We'll be talking again. Keep doing your thing.
Offensive sets. They know exactly what they're going to do, and all these guys, 1 through 12, know their role, which I think that alone helps. We just talked about the maturity of the guys that they brought in, so I don't think there's much ego here. There's no drama. Draymond Green is on his best behavior. No technical fouls, which is unbelievable. He's the catalyst on their defensive end, which they have been extremely great in the half court. They're great in transition defense. So this team kind of does a little bit of everything. Now, outside of Steph, is Buddy Hield going to keep this up, averaging 20 points? Is Wiggins going to still be able to be that threat, that third option, that second option on certain nights? So offensively, if Steph doesn't have it going, I think is when they struggle. But the fact that their defense is so good, they can still win games when Steph goes 5 for 20 one night. You know what I mean? So they have that capability of winning a lot of games. They have the depth. They have a great coach. So they do have a lot. I still think they're a little bit behind the OKCs, the Phoenixes, the Dallas.
The health thing is big, though. And when you talk about Phoenix, you can't not mention health as well. Like, I know 100%. They're up there right now, but I don't know, Lou. It's maybe it's because it took a minute to wrap our brains around that Warriors they're not dead. Like, they're still very much alive in the Bay Area, and we're looking at them. Do you see them as an actual threat come closer to the end of the season? All right.
Absolutely. Give them guys credit with the exit of Klay Thompson. You were a little unsure, like, where did this team go from here? You kind of felt like it was going to be one of those blow up things, and maybe a Draymond or somebody else would be the next guy to go, and we're looking at them retooling. But not only did they retool, they went out and found guys that matched their style of play perfectly and were able to fill in and be seamless with Klay Thompson not being there. Now this is a team, they look confident again.
Hey Warriors fans. Welcome back to Warriors News, your number one source for all things Golden State. Last night's game against the Mavericks gave us a lot to talk about, from Klay Thompson's stellar 22-point performance against his old team to Stephen Curry's incredible 37 points that sealed the win for the Warriors. But this isn't just about stats. This game was about rivalry, pride, and legacy. And guess what? The Warriors once again proved why they remain a powerhouse in the NBA. So stick around as we break down the action, the drama, and what this means for the Warriors moving forward. Plus, we'll look at why Golden State's depth might be the key to another championship run. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Klay Thompson's emotional return to the Chase Center, but this time as an opponent. Seeing Klay in Mavericks colors is still strange for Warriors fans. The man who helped define the Splash Brothers era and bring 4 championships to Golden State now finds himself on the other side. Last night, he put on a solid performance, dropping 22 points and showing glimpses of the sharpshooter we all know and love. But despite his efforts, it was Stephen Curry who stole the show with an electrifying 37 points, leading the Warriors to a much-deserved victory. Klay's transition to Dallas has sparked a lot of conversation. On one hand, he's trying to carve out a new chapter in his career with the Mavericks. On the other, the Warriors are moving forward seamlessly, showing that their team-first culture and depth are still alive and well. Jason Kidd, head coach of the Mavericks, has recently expressed frustration with his team's bench contributions, or lack thereof. And that's where the Warriors shine. Golden State's depth has been a defining factor this season, with players like Chris Paul, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga stepping up when needed. That kind of roster strength allows the Warriors to compete against any team, even one led by former legends like Klay. Speaking of legends, let's not forget Stephen Curry. This man is rewriting the rules of longevity in the NBA. While others might start to decline in their mid-30s, Curry seems to be getting better. His shooting last night was a masterclass, proving once again why he's one of the greatest players in basketball history. And let's not overlook Draymond Green. His defensive intensity and leadership were on full display. Whether he's locking down an opponent or rallying the team, Draymond is the emotional heartbeat of this Warriors squad. Together with Curry, he's showing that the Warriors core still has plenty of gas in the tank. Now, let's talk about the matchup itself. The Warriors' 2023-24 season has been off to a fantastic start. They've demonstrated versatility, strong defensive play, and the ability to adapt their game plan depending on the opponent. Last night's win was another example of this team's ability to rise to the occasion, even against a Mavericks squad that's no pushover. But while Golden State is thriving, Dallas is facing some struggles. Klay Thompson's integration into their system hasn't been as seamless as some hoped. Sure, he broke a Mavericks record for the most three-pointers in a debut game, but his overall shooting percentages have dipped. As of now, he's averaging 13.8 points per game with 41.8% shooting from the field and 35.4% from beyond the arc. These aren't terrible numbers, but they're not the kind of stats that can single-handedly elevate a team in the hyper-competitive Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Warriors are proving they don't rely on just one or two players to carry the load. Their bench depth, led by veterans and emerging young talent, is what sets them apart. Players like Gary Payton II and Kevin Looney contribute in ways that don't always show up on the stat sheet but make all the difference in tight games. Last night's victory was more than just a game, it was a statement. The Warriors showed that their championship DNA is still intact, even as the roster evolves. Stephen Curry continues to be the leader and inspiration this team needs, while Draymond Green provides the grit and determination that sets the tone for their defense. The emergence of role players and the guidance of Steve Kerr have created a balanced, disciplined squad ready to contend for another title. As for Klay Thompson, while it's bittersweet to see him in a different jersey, his legacy in Golden State is secure. He'll always be remembered as one of the Splash Brothers and a key part of the Warriors dynasty. But as much as we respect and admire Klay, last night reminded us that Golden State is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Looking ahead, the Warriors' depth, experience, and adaptability give them a clear edge in a league that's constantly evolving. Whether it's a tough matchup against a Western Conference rival or a deep playoff run, this team has what it takes to go all the way. So now, it's your turn, Warriors fans. What did you think of last night's game? Do you think the Warriors have what it takes to win another championship this season? And how do you feel about Klay Thompson's performance against his former team? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to Warriors News, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update on your favorite team. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Go Warriors!